Imagine this. There's always someone around you. They smile, they listen, they support you. They applaud your achievements. But deep inside them a silent hatred lies. They plan how to pull you down. They think about how to weaken you. And you feel nothing. The most dangerous people don't always come as obvious enemies. They wear masks. They are quiet. They appear sincere.
They call you my friend.
But in their hearts they carry poison. Sometimes this person is a colleague. Sometimes someone close. And sometimes even a family member. Someone who has known you for years may be breaking you slowly from the inside. The Stoics used to say, "Not everyone who speaks gently has a pure heart." Appearing calm doesn't always mean they are safe. So how do we know? How can we recognize these people? In this video, I will show you 10 signs that reveal there is a malicious person around you. Once you know these, no one will be able to manipulate you again. Your eyes will be open. And remember, there may be a silent enemy near you. Now is the time for you to recognize them. They sit at the same table with you, laugh with you, but their words are like thorns. They appear kind, but what they say slowly breaks you from within. I was just joking. Don't take it so seriously. Oh, come on, don't be so sensitive. If these phrases sound familiar, you need to be cautious. Because someone who jokes like this actually wants to make you seem weak, incomplete, and incapable. Those jokes aren't direct, but they sting. Their pain isn't felt immediately, but over time they eat you up inside. If you achieve something, they don't share your joy. They don't congratulate you. Instead, they downplay it. Anyone could have done that. Seriously, you think that's impressive? If someone else were in your place, they'd have done it better. These kinds of remarks have one purpose: to undermine your self-confidence. Seneca once wrote, "A friend lifts your spirit, an enemy breaks it." These people wear the mask of a friend, but every word is a needle. They won't leave until they've broken you. And when you're exposed to such words for too long, you start to question yourself. Maybe I just got lucky. Maybe I'm not really that smart. Why am I being criticized so much? But the problem is not you. The problem lies with the person who wants to break you. They try to hide their own weakness by bringing others down. Stoic philosophy teaches us, to protect ourselves from harmful words, we must first learn to recognize them. So if someone constantly belittles you, insults you under the guise of a joke, diminishes you to make themselves look bigger, this is already the first and most obvious sign. There is someone with bad intentions near you. Pay close attention. Are there people around you who look at you when you speak, but clearly aren't really listening? Their eyes are on you, but their minds are elsewhere. They fidget with their phones, glance at their watches, constantly change the subject, or worse, they get you talking, then act as if nothing was said and start speaking about themselves. What you say to them is just noise. They hear you, but they don't listen. Because to them, you're not important as a person. Remember, listening is one of the greatest signs of respect a person can offer. To truly listen is to try to understand someone's inner world. But these people have no interest in that, because their only real interest is themselves. Sadly, this kind of behavior isn't just coldness. It's a hidden form of disrespect. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "Watch how a person listens to you. It shows how they see you." So if someone constantly interrupts you, mocks you, or repeatedly ignores your thoughts, that shows how much or how little they value you. Some people don't listen because they don't want to empathize with you. They aren't trying to understand your emotions. They're trying to feel superior. It becomes a subtle game of dominance. Your thoughts aren't as important as mine. You can talk, but what I say matters more. Your pain, joy, or fear, that's not my concern. These people will never truly be there for you. They are only there to use you. Sometimes they pretend to listen, but nothing you say ever stays in their memory. And when the time comes, they use your words against you. They don't listen to understand. They listen to control. And that is not mere indifference. It is the beginning of manipulation. So what should you do? If you're always the one listening, but no one listens to you, the balance is broken. You exist, but feel invisible. You speak, but your voice just bounces off the walls. My friend, this silent disrespect is hurting you. It starts making you feel small. Over time, you begin to think, maybe what I say isn't valuable. But this doesn't mean you are worthless. It means the person in front of you fails to see your worth. Stoic philosophy teaches us, if someone doesn't see you, it doesn't mean you're invisible. It means they are blind. So don't get tired of expressing yourself, but also don't try to explain yourself to everyone. Speaking to those who don't listen is wasting your value. There are people who will listen to you attentively. You just need to find them. Real relationships begin with mutual listening. True friends celebrate when you succeed. Your joy becomes their joy. But sometimes you share good news and the reaction is cold. It's as if ice fills the room. They don't celebrate, they go silent. Or worse, they use subtle but harmful comments. You got a great job, but let's see how long you last. You bought a house. Must be a loan, right? You won the project? Must have been luck. These but statements reveal their hidden discomfort. Your success makes them feel like they're falling behind. Because when you take one step forward, they become more aware of how stuck they are. Your achievements awaken their inner insecurities. Silently, they're thinking, how did they manage it and why can't I? But instead of admitting that, they start tearing you down. Whatever you achieve, they find a way to belittle it. They pretend to say something kind, but every word carries a sting. The Stoics recognized these people long ago. Seneca once said, evil people are saddened by others' joy and comforted by their sorrow. In other words, your happiness pains them. And your struggles, they bring them a strange kind of relief. This isn't friendship. This is hidden rivalry. Sometimes they act as if they're on your side. They pretend to congratulate you, but there's a coldness in their eyes. They smile, but the smile doesn't come from the heart. Your success to them feels like a threat. They look at you and think, he's rising, and I'm standing still. These people don't motivate you, they drain your energy. You no longer feel like sharing your wins with them, because you know, your joy won't be celebrated. It'll be met with icy silence. If you feel worse after sharing your success with someone, take it as a sign. If you're constantly met with buts, this person isn't standing with you, they're competing against you. If your success makes someone uncomfortable, if they see you as a rival, that relationship is dangerous. That silent jealousy can slowly turn into active harm. True friends celebrate your success. They don't cast shadows over it. They don't say but. They say, may you have even more victories. Your light doesn't irritate them. It inspires them to shine with you. Sometimes you open your heart to someone. You share your fears, your plans, maybe even a fragile part of you that no one else knows. Because you trust them. Because around them you feel safe. But one day, you hear your secret from someone else's mouth. And in that moment, you break. That person turns into a stranger before your eyes. Your trust has been betrayed, and a discomfort takes root inside you. What else have they told others about me? This isn't just gossip. This is like a knife to the heart. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, choose your words carefully and trust your secrets wisely. Because not everyone can carry the weight of a secret. Sharing it with just anyone leaves the door wide open. If someone betrays your trust, they're not just careless and they may be ill-intentioned. They might try to soften it by saying, I only told one friend and it slipped from there. But once trust is broken, the relationship can never be the same. Now you're afraid. You think, should I tell them again? No. If it spreads again, I'll blame myself. People like this often use your secret as a tool of power. Sometimes they use it to silence you. Other times they use it to discredit you in front of others. Whatever happens, your inner trust has been shaken. Some of these people even share your secrets with laughter. It wasn't anything bad, they say. What's the big deal? But they forget. It wasn't their secret. It was yours. And within that silence lies a betrayal greater than words. So what should you do? If your secret was leaked once, it might have been a coincidence. But if it happens again, there is intent behind it. In such cases, it's essential to keep your distance. Instead of sharing your secrets, observe their behavior. Because a true friend guards your secret, they don't use it as a weapon. Remember, when trust is broken, the relationship fades. If someone makes you feel unsafe instead of secure, then that person is already harming your inner peace. There's another situation when such people continuously manipulate you. For example, something happens, but they never take responsibility. Instead, they blame you. Every time there's an issue, they say, "This happened because of you. If you hadn't said that, I wouldn't have reacted this way. I love you so much, but you never appreciate me." This isn't just a play on words. This is a toxic game. These people play on your conscience. They know very well that you're sensitive, thoughtful, and prone to blaming yourself, and they exploit that. Instead of owning their responsibilities, they place the entire burden on your shoulders. If every time something goes wrong, you look for the fault in yourself, if you constantly think, "Maybe it was my fault. Did I go too far?" then you are trapped in a cycle of manipulation. The Stoics would say in such cases, "The one who wants to control you first targets your conscience." These people not only avoid accountability, they even make themselves look like the victim. "I had a difficult childhood. My life has always been hard. No one ever understands me." And you soften toward them. You think, "I shouldn't be so hard on them. They're already struggling." But in the process, you forget yourself. Such manipulators wear psychological masks. They appear weak while secretly gaining control over you. The most dangerous part is this. Over time, you stop trusting your own feelings. You begin to say, "Maybe the problem really is me. Why am I always the one who gets hurt? Maybe I'm just too sensitive." But no, this is not your sensitivity. This is their calculated control game. That's why if someone is constantly saying, "It's your fault," pause and ask yourself, is this truly my responsibility? Or am I just being used as a scapegoat? A healthy relationship doesn't look for guilt. It looks for solutions. If you're in constant contact with someone who always makes you feel guilty, this is a red flag. It means it's time to walk away. Sometimes a person in your close circle tries to isolate you, but they do it so subtly that you barely notice. You want to spend time with your family. They say they don't understand you. You want to meet with friends? They say they're a bad influence on you. At first, these words seem logical. It feels like they're just trying to protect you, but in reality, they're isolating you. Their goal is to plant the idea in your mind. The world revolves around me. Without me, you'd be all alone. Everyone else uses you, only I understand you. Such manipulators use loneliness as a weapon. Because when you're alone, you can't seek advice. You can't share your thoughts. You can't hear other perspectives. When you're alone, you only hear their voice. And eventually, you begin to believe in their version of reality. Stoic philosophers warned about situations like this. Weakness doesn't begin when you're alone. It begins when you're kept away from the right people. So the real problem isn't being alone. The problem is being separated from those who love and trust you. In this solitude, you begin to question yourself. Maybe my friends truly aren't right for me. Maybe my family really doesn't understand me. But these thoughts don't arise on their own. They are planted in your mind over time. If someone is constantly isolating you, if they're trying to sabotage your relationships with others, stop and ask yourself, is this person protecting me or controlling me? Remember, the right person will never separate you from your loved ones. On the contrary, they will encourage you to build stronger, healthier bonds. If someone is slowly dragging you into loneliness, this is no longer emotional closeness, it's psychological isolation. And that's a clear sign of a toxic relationship. These people often behave like two different individuals. One day they're warm, sincere, even acting like your best friend. But the next day they turn distant, cold, and indifferent. This emotional roller coaster keeps you in a constant state of confusion. Why are they so kind today? Why are they suddenly so cold tomorrow? Their intentions aren't clear because they themselves are constantly shifting. Communicating with such people is exhausting. You always feel like you're on the defensive. The Stoic said, "Truth is consistent. Inconsistency breeds confusion." Masked behavior is a sign of dishonest intentions. Because a genuine, honest person is consistent, and consistency builds trust. People who wear these emotional masks often use you as a tool to test their own power. They study your reactions, identify your vulnerabilities, and then use them to their own advantage. That's why you must be sensitive to their patterns. Even when surrounded by doubt and confusion, stay calm. Don't let them drain your strength. Remember, before you trust someone, watch for consistency in their behavior. If it's missing, that's a serious warning sign. With these people, every moment turns into a competition. Your clothes, your job, your relationship, even casual conversations become battlegrounds. They constantly compare your life to theirs and try to make themselves seem superior. My job is better. My relationship is more perfect. This isn't friendship. This is a silent war. Your success is a light they want to dim. Your happiness is a source of discomfort to them. The Stoics saw such people as signs of inner weakness, because true strength doesn't lie in competing with others. It lies in overcoming yourself. But they hide their weaknesses by constantly dragging you into competition. This exhausts you, stresses you out, and slowly wears you down. That's exactly what they want. Remember, your life doesn't have to resemble anyone else's. Everyone walks a unique path and progresses at their own pace. Stay away from people who compete with you. Protect your inner peace. These people try to prevent you from being your true self. They want you to hide your individuality, to trade your authenticity for approval. But your truth is not a weakness. It is your greatest power. Don't dress like that. Don't talk like that. That doesn't suit you. Or don't do that. It's not right for you. These phrases are often used not to help you, but to control and manipulate you. The criticism and restrictions you hear from such people don't come from love. They come from a desire to dominate and limit you. But remember this, a true friend doesn't try to change you. They accept you as you are and offer support with love and kindness. The Stoic philosophers used to say, when a person changes their values, they become a slave to others. This means that giving up your own principles and values leads you to live by ideas that aren't truly yours. Eventually, you lose your inner voice and drift away from your true self. Real freedom is being yourself, remaining loyal to your own values, thoughts, and actions. Being yourself is also a kind of spiritual shield. Because when you live authentically, your energy rises, your inner peace strengthens, and you become more resilient. But these controlling individuals don't want that. They seek to weaken you in order to elevate themselves. That's why it's essential to define your boundaries and refuse to make space for those who don't respect your worth or your identity. Remember, you are the hero of your own life, and your greatest strength is the courage to be yourself. If your inner voice is telling you, be careful, you must listen. Sometimes the person doesn't do anything obviously wrong. Their words seem polite, their smile is in place. Everything appears normal when they're around. Yet deep inside you feel uneasy. You can't quite explain it, but after every interaction with them, you feel drained, worthless, or emotionally depleted. That feeling is your inner voice speaking. The Stoic philosophers believed that a person's inner world is a mirror that helps us see the outer world more clearly. Epictetus once said, if something disturbs your peace, listen to it, for the soul may whisper, but it never lies. That inner voice is your intuition, and it's your protective compass. If your compass is pointing to wrong direction, it's time to stop and reflect. Too often people ignore this voice. Why? Because we fear seeming rude, damaging relationships, or being alone. So we silence ourselves in the name of politeness. But when you silence your inner voice, you silence your true self. If someone disrespects your values, lies to you, plays games with your trust, and you feel it. You don't need more proof, because your soul always knows the truth before anyone else does. So, in this video, I've shared 10 signs with you. Each one is a signal to help you uncover the real intentions of those around you. Always remember, not everyone is a friend. Some people just want to get close enough to harm you when the time is right. The Stoic said, "Stay silent, but stay alert." Danger does not announce itself with noise. If you've recognized any of these signs in someone in your life, you already know what to do. Protect yourself. Create distance, calmly but firmly. Because your peace, your truth, and your soul deserve that protection. Because your inner peace is more valuable than the people around you. If you found this video helpful, share it, so that others can recognize these signs before it's too late. And remember, know yourself, listen to your soul, and never be afraid to see the intentions behind the masks. See you in the next video, with love, from the Master Your Fate channel.